What's going on, guys? Today I've got some amazing pickups from my LCS the other day. I've been finding some really good stuff lately. Obviously, with the prices going up, I think people are starting to let go of some of their cooler, older pieces, and that's the kind of stuff I love to grab. So I got what was it? I think 8 ounces here, 47 an ounce. Man, I got in the car. I was like, damn, silver's almost gonna cost me $50 an ounce next time I come up here. And spot's already up to. It was at 47 the other day. Right now it's at like 46 and some change. So yeah, it's looking like the next time I go to the shop, I'm gonna have to be paying $50 for the generic bin, but that's where we're at right now. So, but yeah, what I got here, 47 an ounce, 8 ounces. Got some really cool stuff, and I'll get into it. So this is probably the one that I guess I could have left. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool, and I saw it was from was it St. Helena? I thought that was good. I don't have a ton of St. Helena stuff. This might be my first one. I can't remember. I think I'm right around 320 ounces now, and most of them are unique pieces. So starting to lose track of what I got. But this is a little Queen's Victory, I think is what it is. And this is the Victory Through Harmony. Nice looking one. Nothing crazy. Like I said, that's the one I probably could have left. With silver being so expensive right now, I really try to make sure I'm only getting really cool stuff. And like I said, there's been a lot of it lately. So with prices going up, I'm spending more per ounce. I'm also finding more good stuff I want. This next bar is pretty cool. It's from the Hamilton Mint. They have some pretty nice stuff. Some of it holds a nice premium. This is the Day Dallas and Icarus. Whoever those guys are. This is a cool little bar. I forgot to check if it's serialized. Yeah, here we go. A lot of these usually are. Is that, that's number 67? No, 675. That's cool. Serialized 1 ounce bar. And then I got this little Tri-State Refining. This one's really cool. I love this like simple stuff. This right here, really basic. This vintage, very basic, simple stuff I think is really cool. This kind of looks crappy. I don't know, but Tri-State Refining is a good one to go after. So that was a cool little find there. I don't know how old this is. I think some of their stuff gets pretty far backdated. So, but I'm not an expert on vintage. I know a decent amount about it. I love buying it, but I'm not an expert on it. But this is a really cool bar. Then I found this. I knew this was a really good one. This is the Norse. I saw it and I flipped it over and I immediately recognized this eye. This is the World of the Dragons. Really popular set. Really cool one too. You can see that eye. And you got the Norse dragon here. This is an awesome one. Great deal too, for even at $47. This was a great deal. This 1 ounce round. Really like this one. There's a whole set of these, and I think it's a pretty sought after set. So that was a great score. Do this one next. This is really cool. This is a hexagonal trade unit. It's I thought it was going to be pretty unique, but it seems to be kind of common. I mean, they still command a pretty solid premium, but this seems to be known as the hexagonal trade unit. I was kind of curious. There isn't really a maker on this that I could find, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to find it. But I was, because like I said, this is a fairly common one, but a really cool one. Kind of a not really a high relief, but sort of. But this is awesome. I've got another piece that's similar to this. That's either a hexagon or an octagon. I don't remember. But yeah, this is a really, really cool one. This was awesome finding there. Again, $47, a great deal on that. And then these last three pieces are really cool. In my last video, I found a vintage PAMP Lady Fortuna 50 gram bar. I finally found a vintage PAMP Fortuna. I've been looking for one of those forever. And then I come up here literally just a few days later to a different shop, still in the same area. And I got this. This is a 1 ounce vintage PAMP Lady Fortuna. So that was awesome to find this. These are really good bars. The 50 gram I think is worth a decent amount more than the 1 ounce, a lot more than that 20 gram difference. But this is a really cool find. So I'm thinking maybe the same guy stopped by a couple different shops to see what he could get and dropped off some of his PAMP. and hopefully he can drop off some more so I can scoop it up, because this stuff is awesome. I love PAMP. I love vintage PAMP. Anything vintage of a kind of a bigger brand today I think is really cool. And this PAMP stuff is awesome. So this was a great find out of the generic bin. Really cool. And then that wasn't it for vintage PAMP. I also found this. This is a little hawk pendant bezel type thing. 1 ounce. Really, really cool in here. These seem to be going, I mean, people are listing them for like crazy amounts. This is not what I think it's worth, but I think they were listed for like $450, which is crazy. I think I saw a half ounce was up for like $100. I don't think it's worth that much. Realistically, I think, you know, you'd be lucky to get like $100 for this. But I could see it selling for that. I don't know. There's plenty of vintage pieces that are worth hundreds of dollars an ounce. I don't know if this is one of them. I don't know where this falls exactly, but for $47, I think that was a great find. Really cool. Maybe I'll have to get a little chain to go along with it. We'll see. Jewelry isn't really my thing, but this is man, this is really cool. And then the coolest piece in here, I'm glad I dug through the bin, because sometimes stuff will fall down in the bin. It's a pretty decent sized bin. So some new stuff will fall down, and I make sure I dig through the whole thing every time I go in there. Some of the guys kind of look at me like I'm crazy. You know, some people that think all silver's the same. You know, that's fine. But I found this guy buried at the bottom. So who knows how long it's been in there. I don't think too long, though. Trying to get out of the way. This is a year 2000 Y2K. And it's a little calendar. Really, really cool. Couldn't find a ton on this. Funny enough, I was able to find some vintage PAMP calendars. But from what I can tell, this is not PAMP. So I don't know if a VI, I don't know if that's a maker or a mint. But yeah, these are pretty tough. There's one of these sold on Worth Point, but I've run out of my free Worth Point uses. So I don't know what it's sold for. But yeah, this is really cool. I mean, really, really tough to find this. And there it was sitting in my shop's generic bin. That's why I love hunting, man. I can't tell you how many crazy things I found in my shop's generic bin. So if you guys have shops near you, you should be out there hunting, because, you know, in my opinion, it's the best place to go for silver, man. You can find some really, really cool stuff for usually the best price you can find. So that's it for this video. Really cool one. I got a ton of great pieces, a few new favorites added to the stack. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next one.